So Monday week 3, at an RPE of 15 hip circles, 30 seconds clockwise and anti-clockwise foot twists, 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking lunges for 20 meters, then upper body twist, skipping for 1 minute forwards, and then backwards for following 1 minute, walking hamstring stretches for 20 meters, and then swinging leg across body and in front, in the sagittal plane for 10 each leg. Perform each exercise for 30 seconds. So we're going to be doing a circuit, so we're going to perform each exercise for 30 seconds and then rest for 15. Perform one round. It's quite a quick session this week. So we're going to have a deadlift at 40%, 1 rep max. Full extension ab curls, weighted reverse lunge to knee up on the right leg, and then we're going to go to the overhead press at 40%, 1 rep max, and then we're going to do some burpees, and then weighted reverse lunge to the knee up on the left leg. Jump squats will be unweighted, but to progress this later on, we can add some weights. Cool down, rowing machine on level 6 at a perceived rate RPE of 10 for 5 minutes. Stretch hip adductors using seated butterfly for 30 seconds. Horizontal extension, pectoral strength. Passive stretch using the wall for 30 seconds. Tricep brachii, stretch behind the head for 30 seconds in each arm. Wrist flexors and extenders. Passive stretch using the other hand to pull or push back. And then we got Tuesdays, another rest day. There will be on Wednesday. We'll warm up with hip circles, 30 seconds clockwise and anti-clockwise foot twists, 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking lunges for 20 meters with an upper body twist, skipping for 1 minute forwards and backwards, walking hamstring stretches, swinging leg across the body, and sagittal plane for 10 each leg, and then we'll move on to a circuit. For 2 rounds, perform each exercise for 30 seconds, then rest for 15, and then perform the next exercise. Straight plank with a reach, press up, jerk on floor, hill climber, reverse hill climber, and then we'll go to a cool down, rowing machine on level 6 at a RPE of 10, 5 minutes. Stretch hip adductors using a seated butterfly for 30 seconds. Horizontal extension, pectoral stretch, passive stretch. Wrist flexors using the other hand, pull, push back. Thursday will be focusing on nutrition, as we'll be having another session during the week on the Friday. So make sure we're eating protein to repair the muscles. And hopefully it'll build that muscle tone. So on Friday the warm-up will be calf raises, arm circles, clockwise and anti-clockwise for 30 seconds at RPE of 12. Pulse raises on a step machine for level 8 for 5 minutes, and then increase to level 9 for another 5. Dynamic body weight stretches including alternate body lunges, squats at an RPE of 10, 5 each leg. Jumps sideways off one leg and land on the other. And that'll be 2 sets of 5, and then 180 degrees jump with a turn, with 5 reps in each direction. So there'll be a high intensity interval training on the Friday, there'll be a 300 meter sprint at 85% heart rate max, and then actively recover doing a jog at RPE of 15 for 100 meters before returning to sprinting round an athletics track for another 300. Repeat this 5 times. Jog as part of an active recovery to maintain intensity over a long distance duration. To increase intensity, I have increased the intensity by increasing the amount of effort the performer is putting in. There's an extra 5% heart rate max. So the correct adaptation can occur like increased stores of glycogen and triglycerides, so duration of performance can increase as exercise has more fuel stores to resort to. Cool down. Cycle for 5 minutes on level 7 at an RP of 10 to increase the diffusion rate and removal of CO2 from the muscles. Sunday, continuous training to improve cardiac hypertrophy to allow reduction in resting heart rate, making it more efficient or less risk of contracting coronary heart disease. So warm up, open the gate, close the gate for 20 meters each. Ballistic traction like arm swings, leg swings, horizontal sagittal plane, 10 reps each plane. Lunges with the twist for 20 meters, and we'll be doing a swim on the Sunday, for 1.6 kilometers. So it's just about a mile at 70% heart rate max, at the aerobic capacity target zone. Swimming involves large muscle groups like the deltoids, quadriceps, and abdominal groups. Have used the principle of overload during this week, as we are now doing 2 cardiovascular endurance sessions in comparison to one in weeks 1 and 2. The intensity has also increased in the interval training session to progress the sessions from 80% to 85% heart rate max. This will further increase VO2 max for a performer and achieve greater minute ventilation as a result of increased exercise. So if we move on to the week 4. Monday, warm up, perceived rate RPE of 16, hip circles, 30 seconds clockwise, anti-clockwise, foot twists, 10 on each foot. 20 star jumps, walking lunges for 20 meters with an upper body twist, skipping for 1 minute, backwards, walking hamstring stretches for 20 meters, swinging leg across body and in front in the sagittal plane with 10 each leg. So there'll be a circuit for 2 rounds. Here in week 4, I've increased the intensity of the circuits by adding weight, plus the duration of the exercise. In some exercises, extra weight like ankle straps will be added to the performer, not massive amount of weight, just 2 kilograms on each ankle when performing the squat jumps and kneeling lifts. This will therefore increase the recruitment of motor units and FOG fibre types to improve the overall force of contraction, and therefore over time coordination and movement will be improved. So we'll perform each exercise for 40 seconds and then rest for 15. The weighted kneeling lift with the ankle weights on the right leg, weighted squat jump, weighted kneeling lift on the left leg, hip thrusts, deadlift, narrow squat jump, and then squat jumps. Rowing machine on level 6, an RPE of 10 for 5 minutes. Stretch the hip adductors using seated butterfly for 30 seconds. Horizontal extension, pectoral stretch, passive stretch using a wall for 30 seconds. Tricep brachii stretch behind head, 30 seconds each arm, wrist flexors, extension, passive stretch using the other hand to pull or push back. Wednesday, there'll be a high intensity interval training, warm up, hip circles 30 seconds clockwise and anti-clockwise, foot twists 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking lunges for 20 meters with an upper body twist, skipping for 1 minute forwards and backwards, walking hamstring stretches for 20, swinging leg across the body, swinging front, sagittal plane for 10 each leg. To progress the intensity, rather than increase using a weight, I decided to reduce the rest and break by 5 seconds to increase the buffering capacity, whereby there is an increased tolerance to lactic acid and increases the anaerobic threshold. So there'll be 2 sets at 30 seconds and then 10 resting. So for the hip thrust, squat jump to overhead press, dumbbell chest press, weighted pike 2 kg ankle weights, 180 degree jump to overhead press, Arnold press with a 3 kg weight. The row machine level 6 RPE of 10 for 5 minutes. Stretch hip adductors using seated butterfly for 30 seconds. Horizontal extension, pectoral stretch, passive stretch using the wall for 30 seconds. Tricep brachii, stretch behind head for 30 seconds each arm. Wrist flexors extension, passive stretch using the other hand to pull or push back. On Friday, jog 4 to 5 steps forward to cone, plant the left leg and cut to change direction on the right hand and accelerate again. 5 sets of scissor legs for 20 seconds, 2 sets of RPE of 12, ballistic stretching like swinging arms because the session involved explosive movements. I'll be doing fartlek training, a 15 by 15 meter grid square. I've increased this sprint at 85% heart rate max, walk RPE of 12 and jogging at RPE of 17. Speed play varies in intensities. It is a variation of moderate intensity to high intensity, then to low. It has a mixture of speeds and can be done on alternate terrains to suit the performer. I recommend to carry it out on a netball court, as this will make it sport specific. This works both the aerobic capacity and the anaerobic threshold. It's therefore specific to team games. Cool down, we'll do some PNF stretching on the hamstrings with the abductor longus, gluteus maximus, and repeat 3 times on each limb for 8 seconds. On Sunday, warm up, hip circles for 30 seconds clockwise and anti-clockwise, foot twists 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking lunges for 20 meters with the upper body twist, skipping for 1 minute forwards, skipping for 1 minute backwards, walking hamstring stretches for 20 meters, winging the leg across the body in front and in a sagittal plane for 10 on each leg. And we'll be doing a plyometric session. Using the plyometric session so explosive strength can be improved. The idea is that the muscles will generate greater explosive force if they are stretched before. Plyometrics take the contraction through an eccentric contraction before an concentric contraction, which means this eccentric contraction stores elastic energy, whereby the neuromuscular system is stimulated to adapt, recruiting more motor units to initiate the stretch reflex. This is essentially a protective measure for the muscles to concentrically contract to stop muscles becoming overstretched and tearing. This occurs at high speed and therefore improve explosive power. So we'll start with explosive squats 3x8, 70% 1 rep max. Box jumps 3x8, Bulgarian squats, 3 by 8, 70%